What's up, guys? Now, with this whole thing with the Khabib brawl that happened after his fight, after he beat Conor McGregor due to a neck crank, a lot of people seem to be confused on what actually happened here. There's a lot of, even the media, I don't know if they're spinning it or they just don't have all the information. But let's analyze what exactly happened after this fight. So, Khabib just gets off Conor, beats him by submission, and he goes and starts pretty much going on a rampage, right? Very heated, adrenaline's pumping, very passionate at this point. He grabs his mouthpiece and throws it at the cage toward Conor McGregor's corner. And he seems to be pointing at Dillon Dэнis, who is Conor McGregor's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu coach. And Dillon Dэнis apparently has been bashing Khabib, talking trash throughout the entire fight, talking trash after the fight. And Khabib had enough of it, apparently, and wanted to come right at Dillon Dэнis. Dännis edges him on, and Khabib obliges. Jumps over the cage. The security trying to block him, trying to stop him from jumping over the cage, but of course he's not going to be able to. Khabib jumps the cage, and then he tries to jump over Conor McGregor's coaches and goes straight at, pretty much stomp on top of Dillon Dännis, it seems like. But on his way down, he kind of hits him with like a double hammer fist kind of thing. Don't know how much damage it caused. Dillon Dännis did seem fine afterward. Khabib gets separated very quickly. You do see Dillon Dännis does get hit by a couple guys before the whole thing was separated. I mean, the security guards did a really good job of separating everything quickly. But what happened inside the cage? This is where a lot of people are confused. What you see is, once Khabib jumps over the cage, what do you see Conor McGregor do? He goes to chase after Khabib or try to defend his teammates, right? He knows what Khabib's trying to do here. So he goes to defend his teammates, and he's trying to jump the cage. He's tired. He just got beat up. He went through a very grueling fight, so maybe not in the best condition to even be fighting. I mean, nobody should be fighting at this point, but the security guards do a good job of holding Conor back. But Khabib's people jump into the cage to run past it and help Khabib or stop that situation or do something. They're trying to go to Khabib's location. So one of Khabib's people, a lot of people are saying it's Khabib's cousin, Abu Bakr, who fights in the PFL. I don't know if it's exactly him. It's very hard to know who each of these people are. That's what some people are speculating. He's trying to jump over the cage. We'll just call him Khabib's cousin for now. We don't know if it's exactly him, but we'll just call it just to make it easy. But he tries to jump the cage. He gets on top of it, and he's not even looking at Conor McGregor. He's trying to get to Khabib quickly. And Conor McGregor is actually the first one to throw a punch inside the cage, right? So he goes and throws a left hand when he's falling off the cage at Khabib's cousin. It doesn't seem to hit him, or maybe just grazes him, and then Khabib's cousin starts throwing hammer fists at Conor, and Conor throws another left hand, which does catch him. And Khabib's cousin's trying to hit him with the hat. I think it's called a papacha or something like that. Trying to hit him with that. They pull Conor off the cage, he falls off. Khabib's cousin jumps off the cage and tries to go at Conor. The security is able to separate them completely. Very good job on their part. Khabib is separated completely from where he's at, so that's all done. And then what you see afterward is, it looks like it's Zubairov Tukhugov. It looks like it's him. Then again, we don't exactly know. But that's a lot of speculation is saying. A lot of the media have pointed him out that he jumped the cage and attacked Conor. But what happens is, he goes around to attend Khabib's cousin, and then he sets his eyes on Conor. And Conor, I think he knows who Tukhugov is. I think he knows what the whole business here is when he jumped into the cage. So Tukhugov tries to get around what it seemed to be the doctor, not the security guard, but a doctor attending Conor. But Conor doesn't care about the doctor right now. He's focusing on what's happening right behind the doctor. So Tukhugov actually tries to go around the doctor, or whoever this is, tries to attack Conor McGregor with the right hand. Conor switches his feet and throws a left stiff jab, which actually lands very hard on Tukhugov. But what you see after, you see a guy in a red shirt jumping over the cage quickly. He gets behind Conor and he blindsides him with a right hook, and this seems to hurt Conor, and he starts throwing punches at Conor as Conor's trying to cover up. Seems like a pretty big guy as well. But again, they're able to separate Conor and the guy in the red shirt. But what you see in the distance while this red shirt guy and Conor McGregor are going at it, you see someone getting held back at the top over here. Someone's getting held back and they're trying to go at Conor. You can see where they're facing and trying to come at Conor. The guy loses his grip, and the guy going at Conor, which apparently has to be one of Khabib's people, he was wearing one of those hats. Conor throws a left hand before the guy's able to come at him. I don't know if it lands. It's very hard to tell by the pixels. That's why it's very hard to tell who's who. And seems to get Conor to the cage, and he's grappling with Conor a little bit. And the security, again, easily able to separate the two. And that's pretty much the end of it. So a lot of people are confusing who started the fights and whatnot. Khabib started everything, right? He's the one that jumped into... He started physically. He jumped at Dillon Dännis and started a ruckus. The one who started inside the cage, the one who threw the first punch inside the cage, was Conor McGregor, of course. yes, he was retaliating. He saw what Khabib's people were trying to do. They're trying to maybe help Khabib fight his corner. So he went to stop all that in the way he could. So he went to go throw a punch at the guy, jumping over the cage, and that's pretty much what started inside the cage. It wasn't like Conor just got jumped for no reason, right? It wasn't like he didn't do anything and all of a sudden he got jumped. They weren't going to jump him, but he landed that first strike inside the cage, and then they focused on Conor inside the cage. But he still got jumped afterward. Everything that happened here was wrong. They shouldn't be jumping Conor. Conor should be hitting that guy. Khabib in the first place should not be jumping over the cage. I understand why they did it, but it's not right for the sport. It's causing too much collateral damage to everybody involved. The sport, the organization, the fans, everybody. So that's what happened in the brawl, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed my content, make sure to subscribe. For my next video, I'm going to break down one of the fights in the card, so be on the lookout for that. And on Tuesday, it's going to be my podcast, so be on the lookout for that as well. And again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.